We're ready for the next exciting step.
All of our welds are hideous. They won't start getting pretty till the very end, I'm sure. Dad, what do you think? A through F on your second weld. Give yourself a grade.
D plus.
D plus?
What's up, guys? Welcome back. We are in the truck today because we are spending some money. We are getting some supplies. And what are we doing today, Matt?
Today we are acquiring the raw materials for our solar off-grid array. I'm going to do it out of steel. We have earthquakes and hurricanes here, so I'm thinking that steel is going to be the best way to go with this. And it makes me a little nervous because I'm not the best at welding and stuff, but I'm throwing myself into the fire. I'm going to get good materials. I'm going to focus on what I'm doing, and I'm going to make myself through this project have to learn how to weld properly with my little Amazon stick welder, and I'm going to have to make this work. Once I spend the mucho dinero on this steel, I'm going to be stuck with it. I'm going to have to make it go.
We got the supplies delivered. It was too big for our truck, right? So we had to get a bigger truck to deliver the giant beams. They're like, you have cat fur in your mouth. They're like 20 foot. I don't know. What do you call these exactly?
Yeah, I got some 20-foot pieces. That's going to be like my beams or my perimeter, as Kristen would say it. I don't know how to say it either, so I would say perimeter beams. But yeah, I had some. I wanted to get some 20-footers here, so that'll just be one piece of steel that will tie in hopefully a good portion of the structure and make it more solid, because with my welds, you never know how things are going to work out. So I tried to leave the pieces as big as I could. I could transport the little ones in my truck, but the big ones he had to bring out here. And he did bring them out here, and it was great. They were very accommodating.
So now we're going to try to cut them with our tools that we have here, which might be a little hard, right?
Yeah, I don't get the big boy tools usually. I get the little boy tools, and then I try to figure out
the little boy
tools, and now I try to figure out how to make it work. The steel is 3/8, so it's pretty thick, and I'm going to try to cut it with my skill saw with a blade on it, and we will see how that works, because if that doesn't work, I'm going to have to go spend some money today. All right, so I had to come get a marker. We're testing out the equipment to see if it works, to make sure we don't have to do a Ferreteria run today. It does cut. My mark was a little off. That thing walks a little bit, so the cutting and the slowing down is going to be very important, and having very precise marks. But I got to see how much time I'm going to lose versus just going and spending a couple $100 on a saw that cuts straight and gets everything nice and square. All right, so you might have been wondering, Matt, why are you cutting those little 90s off the bottom of your pole there? And the reason I did that was because it was, one, a low risk way to test if my saw was going to work, which it did. It was a little bit slow. My new nickname is Nubs McGee. But yeah, it was a little dangerous, but I got it worked out to where it's pretty safe now and relatively fast. But the next step we're going to do is to try welding these feet on, and then they're going to be bolted into the concrete so that it gives a good strong hold. But the next step is welding. I got to see if my welder even works because, you know, it's a small welder. All right, guys, so as you can see, Dad's first weld looks pretty good there. Pretty good, strong, got a tacked bead. Only problem with this weld, if I'm gonna be hypercritical and sensitive, is that part. I don't think that's gonna work for a Category 5 hurricane. And but we listen and we don't judge in this family. And Dad said, oh yeah, I put it on the top. I guess I gotta put it on the bottom now. So, rookie mistake, we're not welders. I think we're gonna clean this up. And then Dad's gonna get another shot at glory, but you're only getting 2 more shots because we're on 3 strikes you're out here at GBU Farms. Tell them.
3. I can't wait till the other 2 are done, then I'm done.
And I'm taking extra happiness over this failed weld because I said, Dad, use your welding gloves, and he said these are fine. He won't never listen to me when it comes to nothing. But we're gonna get it.
You guys are a lot alike.
I know. Now Kristen knows where I got it. After this week of me and Dad working together, she says, yeah, I see what your problem is, little boy. But we're gonna clean this up, and then we're gonna keep trudging, as Kristen would say. We're gonna keep trudging forward. All right, so Pops did his first weld. It came out, I would say, Dad, what do you think? A through F on your second weld. Give yourself a grade.
D plus.
D plus. I would give. That's what I was right in that C minus D plus range. Definitely C minus. C minus. Acceptable. I think it will hold. You know, we're learning. I'm talking that big cash cold right now because I haven't gone yet. Maybe in a minute I'll say, Dad's might have been A plus and mine C minus. So we don't know what we're going to be dealing with here, but I'm going to throw down. And Dad was a first class fitter, so I do let him set up the clamping, and then I'm going to throw my weld on it.
As a first class fitter, all we did was tack. It was Trinity Shipyard for my boys still up at Trinity.
All right, so we got our feet in. Now I'm going to throw it up there to see if she'll freestand by herself level. If she'll do that, I'm sure we can bolt her in.
Looks pretty straight. Is it straight?
Okay, so she sets level. I like that. I handed Dad this level to look at the pole, and he started looking at the walls of what I built. And I said, Dad, please don't do that. And he said, something must be wrong with this level because it don't line up with these blocks. But yeah, it freestands well. So now I think we have a good process going. All of our welds are hideous. They won't start getting pretty till the very end, I'm sure. So, you know, no big deal. We're learning here. And but my weld, I'm certain, is pretty strong, and I believe with the fasteners it will be even stronger at the bottom. So we are going to now, Dad's going to be the cutter, do the fitting, and then I'm going to just be running those rods, burning stuff up and welding. And
so Pops is going to cut the feet and you're going to attach them on.
I think that's the way we should do it.
Okay. We're ready for the next exciting step. We are putting on the string lines. Well, not me personally. They are putting on the string lines. Then we're getting the legs of our solar arch thingy set up.
Yeah, first actually we're gonna set up the first pole, get that set, and then we'll be string lining off of that first pole. Dad seems to know what he's doing with his string line.
We look confused. We're looking at each other.
We seem confused about it, but he seems to know what we're doing here. And Dad's a pretty, you know, he's L7. He's been square my whole life, so he knows about doing things square. So we're gonna let that run that way. I gotta drill some steel first, which I'm not great at, and I always break bits when I do it, but I'm gonna try to be patient today. So I got some steel to drill, a few more cuts to make, and then we're setting that pole.
Pops is saying Matt's slab is an inch off, and I could believe it.
Solid.
3/4.
No, Matt, you're not running square to your building. Let's set a stake and I'll show you.
All right, so Pops helped me lay it out. My 20 by 10 foot slab was a ½ inch out of level, or a ½ inch out of square, and he said, I might have to disown you, boy. But we got it ready. It's still, you know, it's gonna look really nice. What we're doing is we are squaring our rack. So our rack's nice and square, and then if we have a ½ inch gap where it attaches to our roof, not a big deal. I won't be too terribly worried about that. And then the panels will go in and be nice and strong. So now we're going to be digging our hole so we can get those corner posts set in, because today I would like to have all 4 of my corners done. Because it didn't rain, I want to get all my work done.
Level. Who says Matt can't dig? Who says Matt can't build? You guys don't know what you're talking about.
All right, so we got one pole in, she's plumb, and we got the other one to throw in there. Once they're both in, we'll be pouring the concrete, because even though I do love getting cement all over my body, I would prefer to just do it one time than mix it 2 different batches. So we'll get the next hole up and run a batch of cement, and then we'll be good to go, because I want these setting overnight. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so as you saw, we were plumbing up our poles here. We got them both. We got this one right here, and that one there behind me. And we got our hole dug here. We dug our holes out. Now we're ready to mix. I know what y'all are saying, Matty boy, that hole seems a little bit big. And you're right. We had a problem where we went off the wall over here. We went dead off of our building wall, which was here. We measured off, but there's an 8-inch out where the roof's gonna be from there. So it's not 20 feet from the wall, it's 20 feet 8 inches from the wall. So we had to redig that, reset it, and it was oh so sad because we had engineered these groovy stakes to groove in here so that we could set everything level and plumb and make it all nice and pretty. And we had to tear all that out to redig a hole. But now we got our concrete ready. We're gonna rip it and dip it. I hope I got enough concrete to do both holes, but I do not think I do. So I have to be mixing. You can see these rain clouds all behind me. They're putting the pressure on me like they usually do. So here we go, let's get it.
All right, guys, it's the next day. Our poles are cemented in. It did rain that last night, so hopefully they're solid. Have you checked them?
Yeah, they're fine. I put a little bit of bags around the top to keep the water from going in. Plus, it's deep in a hole, so it's going to cure even if it's wet. It's not like a finish issue. This is just an anchorage structural issue. So we got that good. That's all set in. We have the next step to take this morning, which is drilling holes in steel, something I'm not terribly proficient at. And it's not easy because this is good hard 3/8 steel, but I think with a step-up bit we'll be able to get through it and get the nice, come here brother boy. He thought he was slick and he could just slink by. But anyway, we got the holes ready. We got the tools ready to drill the holes, so I only have to drill 8 of them. Hopefully it comes out well and I don't burn too much time up today. All right, so my mode of attack here is to use the thin step-up bit to get my starter hole, and then I got this big fat boy to knock it out, make it the right gauge. I got my oil here to keep things cool and lubricated, so hopefully I don't blow out these bits because they were not cheap. Old Uncle Matty cried when he had to buy this bad boy right here. So let's get it. Let's keep it clean. Work nice and slow. Slow as pro. Got my holes drilled. It was good, went pretty quickly. It took me about 10 minutes to drill both of those holes, which really wasn't too bad. When you're drilling, speed is not your friend, going slow. And if you notice, I kind of kept touching the bit. I don't know if you could see it or not. If there's ever a point where you can't put your skin on that bit, it's way too hot and it's gonna temper your drill bit, and then it's just not gonna work. So you gotta go real slow. You gotta kind of fight your feelings on that. You just want to blast through it, but that's not how it works. So now we got them done. Now I have to place them where they go and drill my concrete holes in my concrete. so my studs worked out perfectly. Holding the pole and then drilling all the way down got us really straight, uniform holes. I went a little shallow on that first stud. I'm not a genius when it comes to that. I don't know exactly how to do the depth. My biggest fear is that I go too deep and I drive the stud all the way down and then I have nothing, no bite to get the nut onto. So the first one is a little about, I'd say about ½ inch higher than I wanted, so I'm losing a little bit of bite there, but the other one came out really good. I was able to slide the pole and fit it on there perfectly, so that came out nice. So now we're going to put our poles up, get our angle for our top bar, and then we're going to do the welding of the top bar down here on the floor so I can weld flat. I'm an amateur novice, so beginner, so welding up is kind of hard for me. I want to do as much flat welding on the floor as I can do. So it's going to lead to a heavy lift to put that whole thing up, but it should work out for us.
And Pops is here to help.
Pops is here to help, and I can put my pregnant wife on the roof with a rope holding on. She can dig in, and we'll get her up there. Let's put it up, and then we'll pull it back down. Go.
All right, doesn't look too heavy for you guys.
That's light. It's not bad at all. And I gotta go down to the shallow bit. This ends over here. It's already hot here.
Oh, make sure it cool down. Or get some gloves maybe.
You're actually supposed to let it cool down.
Okay, so that first part of the frame that goes up against the structure went in really nice, looked perfect. Kristen said, yee yee, and she did like a kick up when she saw it.
I don't remember that.
You did do it. You did do it. Let me have my imaginations here. Now we just have to build the second one, and then that one, hopefully if the rain stays away, I should be able to have that done in the next hour here. I'm gonna quickly weld the second one and slap it up.
Let it erect.
Erect. All right, we got her up. She's looking good. Now it's just time to drill into the cement and do my enclaves.
All right, guys, we got the 3 what would you call those, crossbars done for this week?
Yeah, the legs and the first part of the framing. Those went up pretty well. The welds did consistently get better and better. I have a couple that came out pretty profesh. I know you're supposed to like weld them and then cut them down so you can see the inside of your weld, how much penetration you're getting. I didn't do that. I basically just kind of globbed a lot of it on and did a lot of over welding probably. This isn't a super structural thing. It's only going to hold panels. We're going to be like right around the 1,000-pound mark. So we're only putting a half a ton on this. I'm certain that it's overbuilt. It's very solid. I'm 200 pounds and I could jump up and swing on them. And that's before the other beams even go in to true it up quite a bit more. So I'm not worried about it falling down or blowing down. I think it's going to work really, really well. Obviously I cheaped out. I didn't get the galvanized because it was a little more expensive. I just got the regular old steel. So I'm going to have some work cleaning that up and painting it later. I'll probably lose twice as much money as I would have spent with the time painting it, but
you don't have to paint it.
Kristen's convinced that we don't have to paint it. We can just let it rust out. Y'all let me know.
Oh, rust out.
It's just going to rust. You see the rust that's on it? It's going to get more and more rust.
Why didn't you just pay the extra money to get it galvanized?
It's not going to rust away. It's just going to develop rust. Rust is a protective coating. So as long as you let it rust and leave the rust, nothing really happens, is from my understanding. But
was it double the price?
It was like 30% more.
That seems right.
I mean, it goes from 1,400 to like 2,200. It's a lot. It's a big jump.
Not worth the time of painting and scraping,
rust. We'll see, but I want to learn how to paint metal anyway. I'm on this journey to learn and have my experiences. But either way, it's strong. I'm hyped about it. I have a little bit more welding to do up on the ladder, so that's going to be the next saga.
Yeah, next episode, we should be getting our solar panels. They're going to be awesome. I can't wait.
Yep, we got some big boys coming.
Also, if you're in the shopping area of needing a new gatito.
If you're in the market for a stinky boy, how could you resist this? Because we need to adopt these out. We're going to get them fixed, get their shots and all that stuff, but we are possibly at capacity for cats on this property and chickens and goats and all that stuff. So we're at our limit and we're getting our own little one. So I don't have as much time and energy to dedicate to these sweet boys. But they're fun. They come in a package deal. If you take them both, I'll give you $20 for cat food. So. But if we have to separate them, I'm not giving you nothing. But yeah, we're going. It's at the deepest, darkest distance, but I can start to see a glimmer of light at the end of the tunnel for my power situation, and I'll be happy when I never have to hear the generator again, so long as we both shall live.
So make sure you guys like and comment down below, and we'll see you guys next week.
These are bean bags. You see, that's a bean bag.
Bye.